The age-old... I forgot I was controlling it. The age-old question. Why your clients hate you. A project has royally blown up in your face and you're truly not sure why or how things have gone so south. Is it me? Am I the drama? Truthfully, I don't feel like enough people ask themselves this question. We're always pretty quick to throw around blame and wonder why our client doesn't understand where we're coming from. Sorry, not sorry, this is gonna get a little bit uncomfortable because we're gonna look at the reasons why your clients hate you. And this is your opportunity to take control of future projects and avoid this situation from happening, because the one thing you can always control is you. And that means your process, your communication, your work, and your reactions to whatever's happening. I will say that sometimes it's not your fault and that client may just be difficult. I get it. I've been there. It's extremely frustrating and honestly hurtful when you're dealing with a difficult client. When I run into this situation, it usually goes one of two ways. I either level with them because they want to be right. I just give them what they want so I can get the project over with as smoothly as possible and honestly get out and just vow to never work with them again. Or second, you just part ways then and there. So sever ties where the project is at that stage and I give them what they would need to finish the project on their own, and then I run in the opposite direction. So I've gotten close to doing this a few times, and usually it's at the very early stages of a project, but by the time I'm in the thick of it with a client, I usually go with option A. However, with your contract, make sure you allow yourself the opportunity to back out if you need to. Now let's say that your client isn't necessarily just difficult. And usually this means that expectations aren't being met, and that's on both ends with you and your client. So you expected one thing and your client anticipated another, and now somehow you're not on the same page at all. So usually this manifests something like this. You thought this was like a standard corporate video, talking head with some B-roll, like easy peasy. Your client, on the other hand, is expecting graphics, CGI, 12 rounds of revisions, and maybe a future film on top of that. And obviously, the budget you settled on doesn't account for that. So how did this occur? Well, it comes down to communication. Now, this doesn't mean your social skills, although getting a client to like you is important. Communication is more about the clarity in setting those expectations up front and throughout the project. For example, what does this budget you're presenting include? What is the final product going to look like? What support are you providing the client during the script writing process? How quickly will your client need to provide feedback in order for you to stay on schedule? These are all things to talk about with your client, and the more detail you give, the better. Your client doubts you when they feel like they're in the dark. So a great way to set expectations ahead of time, for example, is on your website. You have the ability to communicate your unique offering and what kind of experience you'll be providing. And that brings me to the sponsor of today's video, Hostinger. Hostinger is a world-class website hosting platform with over 29 million users in 178 countries. While their main focus is hosting services, they also provide domains, SSL certificates, website design services, and many other additional services too. They have extremely fast servers optimized for WordPress, a super user-friendly control panel, and best of all, in my opinion, 24/7, 365 days a year chat support.
Some of their premium shared hosting features include free SSL, a free domain, free email, that same amazing 24/7, 365 chat support, and more.
So if you're new here, hello, I am Lizzie, and I had to figure out how to host and build a website and all of my needs for it all by myself. Hostinger is here to simplify that process for us and give us the technical and troubleshooting help that we need. Hostinger also offers a 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not 100% satisfied, and that's the kind of thing that I appreciate, especially for small businesses and entrepreneurs.
Setting up your WordPress site is super easy as well. So after you choose a hosting plan that suits your needs, you're gonna set up your premium shared hosting. Press Start Now, choose who you're making the site for, the type of website, and your experience level. I'll select WordPress as my platform and then make a password. Then I'll choose a theme. I can customize it later too, and I'll claim my free domain here. And for the sake of this video, I'll go with myportfoliolp.com. Lastly, I'll choose a server location, and Hostinger will set up the rest.
So if you're interested in checking out Hostinger, or maybe you'd like to switch over, they'll migrate you for free too. So use my link in the description box below and get an additional 7% off their ongoing offers. Now, back to the video. Communication doesn't just come in handy when the project is already on its way. Communication comes into play before you even get offered that gig and will help to ensure that you land it. Now, a part of that communication is education. So now that you're honing your communication skills and trying to be as thorough as possible, it helps to keep in mind that your clients don't usually know anything about video or photography, which is why they hired you in the first place. They are essentially in creative production 101. It's so easy to forget or overlook explaining the way something works because it's become second nature to you. Taking the extra time to educate your clients on the whole process, whether that's the technical, the creative, logistical, or even financial, will go a long way and they'll really appreciate it. So this is why I make an estimate for my clients. It's actually based on a larger Excel budget that I use and I keep for my own records. I don't show the client that budget. I only show them the estimate. Now, the estimate is just a more digestible format of the budget to make it easier for my clients to understand. I am organizing a sale for this budget and estimate template package very soon in my online store. If you guys want to pick it up, it comes with a 1-hour walkthrough on how to use it as well. Details for that are in the description box below. Now that your client has a better understanding of what's happening, they feel more in control, and you have also validated your authority as a creative professional. So there is a fine line here though. You want to explain just enough that your client understands, but not too much that they begin to kind of micromanage you. So feel this out accordingly. It's gonna depend on your unique situation. So what to do when your client is trying to blame you for their mistake? And I'm sure a lot of us have run into this and we feel like, you know, there's nothing I could have done. Lizzie, I hear what you're saying, but I did everything I possibly could. And they're trying to say that this is my fault and I know that it's not my fault. Well, this is where your paper trail comes into play. So pull out your work back schedule, your shooting schedule, your shot list, your script, your contract, your estimate, your email, everything at your disposal, wherever that information is, to show that you did your due diligence to communicate and set those expectations early on. And all it takes is one polite and quick email or phone call to say, totally understand your frustration, but as you can see, you know, per this email or per this document or whatever I sent you and communicated to you, this is what was expected. People make mistakes, okay? But the ball is always in your court to try and make this process as seamless as possible, no matter what. The last reason your client could possibly hate you is because you messed up. So what do you do now that you have made a mistake? My advice would be, first and foremost, to just apologize. And then if you can correct the mistake, correct it. If you can't, give them something extra for free or provide a discount maybe. Those are all my tips as to why your clients hate you and how to not allow them to hate you in the future. Thank you for watching this video. If you guys liked it, please give it a like down below, subscribe if you're not already, hit the notification bell to get notified for all future videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Best of luck being not on the hate list for your clients. Bye.